Hello everyone, welcome to Success Education. Today we'll be doing the workbook solution for social science for standard 8, chapter number 18, that is social justice and social anomaly. Before that, if you have not subscribed my channel till now, please do subscribe it for more videos. So we'll be starting with the MCQs. First one, which of the following options is not related to justice? It's option number B, duties. Second, what is the aim, that is purpose of social justice? It's option number D, to reconstruct society. Third, in which of the following terms is social inequality not observed in our country? It's option number C, language. Fourth, due to lack of what do people remain deprived of benefits in society? It's option number B, education. Fifth, for which of the following communities has the provision not been made in the constitution? It's option number C, landlords. Sixth, which of the following institutions does not have reserved seats for the classes needing social justice? It's option number A, merchant association. Seventh, in which institutions are seats kept reserved for admission for certain classes? It's option number D, in educational institutions. Eighth, which of the following rights is a human right? It's option number D, right to property. Ninth, who has declared the human rights? It's option number C, United Nations, that is UN. 10th, who has declared the child rights? It's option number A, United Nations, that is UN. 11th, which day of the year is celebrated as Human Rights Day? It's option number D, 10th December. 12th, which day of the year is celebrated as Child Rights Day? It's option number B, 20th November. Now we'll continue with question number 2, that is fill in the blanks. First one, today Indian society is rapidly transforming from a traditional society to a modern society. Second, in the term social justice, the word social is related to all people living in a society. Third, in the term social justice, the word justice is related to independence, equality, and rights. Fourth, the aim of social justice is to reconstruct the society. Fifth, in our country, social inequalities prevailed in terms of education, employment, income, gender, or sex, caste, etc. Some seats are kept reserved for certain classes for admission in educational institutions. Seventh, in order to make socially backward classes self reliant, interest free or low interest loans are given to them. Eighth, human rights are congenital rights for all human beings. Ninth, the United Nations has declared human rights. 10th, the United Nations has declared the child rights related to the development and welfare of children. 11th, every child has a right to education for personal development. 12th, every year 10th December is celebrated as Human Rights Day. 13th, every year 20th November is celebrated as Child Rights Day. Now we'll continue with question number 3, that is true or false. First one, today Indian society is rapidly transforming from a modern society to a traditional society. It is false. Second, the purpose of social justice is to give justice to all the people of the society. It is false. Third, social inequality means that all individuals in society have equal rights and opportunities. It is false. Fourth, people remain deprived of social benefits due to lack of education. It is true. Fifth, sometimes the knowledge of laws create a situation of social inequality. It is false. Sixth, through constitutional rights, people of backward classes are given equal opportunity, justice, and status. It is true. Seventh, specific provisions have been made for people of the backward classes in multipurpose schemes. It is false. Eighth, the developed countries of the world have declared the human rights. It is false. Ninth, through child right, everyone has a right to privacy. It is false. 10th, the United Nations has declared the child rights. It is true. Now, question number 4, that is match the following. First one, backward classes. It's option number 5, constitutional rights. Second, human rights. It's option number 1, United Nations. Third, Human Rights Day. It's option number 4, 10th December. And fourth, Child Rights Day. It's option number 2, 20th November. Now we'll continue with question number 5, that is answer the following questions in one or two sentences. First one, in which spheres have the changes been taken place in the modern society? In modern society, changes have been taking place in the economical, social, political, cultural, etc. spheres. Second, what should be done to ensure social justice? To ensure social justice, all people should have equal social opportunities for their development without any discrimination on the basis of caste, gender, or sex or race. Third one, what is social justice meant for? Social justice is meant for ensuring freedom, equality, and protection of individual rights of every person in society. Fourth, to whom does social inequality refer? Social inequality refers to the situation where there is inequality in terms of enjoying individual rights and access to opportunities. Fifth one, of which terms are the social inequalities observed in our country? The social inequalities observed in our country are in terms of education, employment, income, gender, caste, etc. Sixth one, which sex based discrimination was practiced earlier in the society? Earlier in society, sex based discrimination was practiced by paying unequal amount of wages to males and females for similar kind of work and in upbringing of sons and daughters and educating them. Seventh, why is social development of the people of certain communities observed to be low in society? Due to evil practices prevalent in society, social development of the people of certain communities is observed to be low. Eighth one, why is social development obstructed? Due to influence of conservative beliefs prevalent in society, people do not accept new ideas or changes. That is why the social development is obstructed. Ninth one, for which classes have certain provisions been made in the Constitution of India? Certain provisions have been made in the Constitution of India for protection, welfare, and development of scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, nomadic communities, socially and economically backward classes, and minorities. Tenth one, which class of the society does most often become a victim of lineal, that is hereditary poverty? The exploited and deprived class of society which does not have access to facilities for development and no ability or capacity to resist against injustice most often becomes a victim of lineal or hereditary poverty. 11th one, in which institutions are certain constituencies kept reserved for the classes that need social justice? In the parliament, the state legislatures, and panchayats of India, certain constituencies are kept reserved for the classes that need social justice. 12th, what provision is made in order to increase the literacy, that is level of education, in the deprived and exploited classes of the society? In order to increase the level of education in deprived and exploited classes of society, some seats are kept reserved for their admission into educational institutions. 13th, what is done to make socially backward classes self reliant? Interest free or low interest loans are given for small occupations, cottage industries, and small scale industries, or for purchase of vehicles like rickshaws to make the socially backward classes self reliant. 14th, what are human rights or what are called human rights? Fundamental rights which are essential and useful for a person to live life with dignity and respect without facing any discrimination on the basis of caste, religion, language, or nationality are called human rights. 15th, What are called child rights? The rights required for the welfare and overall development of children, as well as for developing their physical, mental, and intellectual powers in order to make them healthy and responsible citizens, are called child rights. 16th, what is meant by the situation of social inequality? Social inequality refers to the situation in which lack of equal individual rights and access to opportunities for personality development of all individuals in the society is prevalent. Now we'll continue with question number 6, that is answer the following questions briefly. First one, what is meant by social justice? In the term social justice, the first word social relates to all people living in a society, while the second word justice relates to independence, equality, and other rights. It is said that all the people of the society get freedom and equality for the all round development of their personality without any discrimination on the basis of religion, caste, sex, etc. Second, how are human rights useful to an individual? Human rights are an essential feature of a citizenship. They are congenital for human beings. These are the fundamental rights of each individual. Human rights are very useful for a person to live with dignity and without discrimination on the basis of religion, language, caste, or nationality. No ordinary person can develop to his best without human rights. Thus, human rights are very useful to an individual. Third one, what are the impacts of social inequality on economic status, that is, condition? The impacts of social inequality on the economic status of a person are as follows. Poor people and the backward classes who have less income remain in a position where they cannot make progress. They do not have the ability to resist injustice. They remain exploited and deprived. They become a victim of lineal poverty. They have to live in dirty areas. They suffer from many small and big diseases. Fourth one, what problems will an illiterate person face? An illiterate person who is deprived of education will face the following problems. An illiterate person does not get a well paid job. He may become a victim of fraud. He may face difficulty while traveling. He may suffer from social evils and injustice. He cannot live life like ordinary citizens. Illiterate persons are deprived of the benefits they should get from society. Fifth one, which human rights has the United Nations declared? The United Nations, that is UN, has declared the following human rights. First one is right to adequate food, housing, water and hygiene. Second, right to work and remuneration. Third, right to education. Fourth, right to freedom of expression. Fifth, right to property. And sixth one is right to privacy. Now we'll continue with question number 7, that is answer the following question in detail. The question is, what rights are granted for children? The rights granted for children are as follows. Every child has the birthright to live without discrimination of caste, color, gender, language, religion, or nationality. Every child has a right to have adequate nurturing by parents. Every child has a right to education so that he or she can develop his or her personality. Every child has a right to live a healthy, hygienic, and happy life by participating in activities of sports and entertainment related to his or her age. Every child has a right to freedom of self expression. Every child has a right to protection and security against physical or mental harassment, exploitation, and agony. Every child has a right to have a proper standard of living through social development and social security. And here we come to the end of chapter number 18, that is social justice and social anomaly. I hope you have understood the complete chapter. If you have any doubts, you can write in the comment section. I'll surely try to answer all the questions. Thank you for watching my video and do subscribe my channel for more updates. Thank you.